I've done every diet you can possibly think of. Keto, carnivore, full-blown carnivore, not just, oh, I'm gonna eat meat, like organs and liver and bull testicles. I've done high carb, I've done low carb, I've done completely whole foods, I've done if it fits your I've done everything. I've tried everything when it comes to nutrition. Tried it all, done it all. I've been working out since I was literally in 3rd grade. I've been working out for over a decade. I've been in this shit, I've done it, I've failed, I've succeeded, and I've helped countless other men also succeed. And I'm gonna basically just walk you through exactly my nutritional system, my simple, easy approach that works no matter how busy you are, no matter if you're on vacation, no matter if you have work, whatever it is. It's worked really, well for me. Works for all my clients really well as well. I have CEOs, I have investment bankers, I have blue collar workers, I have entrepreneurs, everybody you can imagine I work with inside my program. I help men lose weight, get in shape, and keep the habits for the rest of their life, okay? So I'm gonna explain the exact nutritional system I used, and if you're wanting to skip the system and you just want me to do it all for you, you can click the link below and I'll help you. But to get into things, okay? Nutrition is where most men fail, right? You can go into the gym, hit the weights, whatever it is, but nutrition is where I see most men fail. Oh, I need to do supplements, I need to do keto, I need to do this. My approach is that if you're not gonna do it every day for the rest of your life, why are you doing it now? You're never gonna eat carbs again? You're never gonna go out again? You're never gonna go on vacation? You're never gonna have a dinner? You're never gonna go out? Like, don't be unrealistic, okay? You're thinking of it like a program. You're not thinking of it like how you live, right? This is why 90% of people who lose weight gain it back, and then some. The 10% who never do make an identity shift. They change their lifestyle, okay? And this is what I'm getting at here. It needs to be a lifestyle. So I'm gonna walk you through the lifestyle switch, exactly how you can implement this into your life and solve your nutrition for good, okay? So I'm gonna put nutrition into a couple buckets, all right? You got calories, macros, and micros, okay? Calories, how much calories are you consuming? What is the energy content of the food you're consuming, right? That's gonna control your weight, okay? Of the calories you do consume, what do those macros look like, all right? Which is gonna be your body composition, right? What's the muscle mass to fat, and then micros, right? You can just eat protein shakes and drink oil and eat sugar, extra protein, carbs, and fat, but it's like, number one, what quality of foods are we eating to like make sure that it's sustainable, but also micronutrient wise, like what are our supplements like? Are we hitting our bases to give our body the vitamins, the minerals, the raw materials it needs in addition to the macros to build muscle, to lose fat, and to support all your bodily processes to perform optimally, all right? So there's a couple buckets there, but I wanna give you, basically my approach to the macros, and then how, if you change the foods that you're eating, it can help you hit the macros automatically, and then the micros can be literally 5 seconds a day and you hit your macros, all right? So let's get into it. So calorie-wise, you need to eat at a calorie range that allows you to lose body fat, right? I'm assuming if you're watching this, like whether you're gaining muscle or losing muscle, like whatever it is, you have to eat a certain amount of calories each day. So for someone who's losing weight, if you had to lose 30 pounds, then you want to eat less calories than you're burning, all right? So I calculate this for all my clients inside our program. I set their macros for them. I do all that. I set your calories, and then of those macros, right, you need a balanced spread of protein, carbs, and fats. So what I always typically do is I say, hey, we want to have a higher amount of protein. So maybe like, 0.85, 1 gram per pound of body weight for protein. And then I also set a fat goal, right? This is important as well because carbs are like the slider, right? We definitely want to have this many grams of fat per day because if you go super low in the fats, then you're not going to have the essential fats needed for testosterone, hormone production. You go super low in the carbs, you're going to feel flat. You're not going to have a lot of energy, right? So hit your protein and then balanced mix of carbohydrates and fats, and then I'll get into like what do those foods actually look like. But then lastly is going to be micros, and micros, man, is literally take a multivitamin. Take a multivitamin. I'll get more into supplements in a second, but I'm going to cover like food, and then I'll get into supplements as like the final thing. It's really just like multivitamin, creatine, fish oil, done. Like done, right? All this other shit, like done. okay? But for me, the way I do it in terms of my own diet is my macros, I'm 5'6", 165 right now. I'll eat 160 grams of protein per day, about 70 to 80 grams, 90 grams of fat. Had more yesterday, but had less carbs. And then usually about, maybe 100 to 175 grams of carbs. I'll eat more carbs if I'm burning more calories. I'll eat less carbs if I'm not burning as much calories. So like hit my protein, hit my fat goal, and then after that, I will slide the carbs. My calories per day, anywhere between, probably 2,000 to 2,400 if I'm trying to cut down. It'll be like more 2,000, 1,900. My maintenance is probably around 2,400, 2,500. If I work out harder, I track it every day. Like I see my calories, so I'll know more. And then I log everything that I eat, right? So this is like getting into it. I log everything that I eat every single day. Every time I put something in my mouth, it's logged. I weigh it and I log it. Okay, you might think, oh, that's so much work. Well, you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, I know what it's like to not track anything and not look at anything and just eat whatever the fuck I want. So tracking it and seeing what I put in my body is helpful because I look the way that I want. I have bicep veins, right? Like it helps me do exactly what I need to do. People that are mad about tracking, it's like, if you're trying to budget your money, why would you not look at the expenses and income? Why would you not do that, right? Like same thing with your body. So don't, like, yes, it's tedious. Yes, in the beginning, it's kind of annoying. But eventually, you probably sit down and watch YouTube or watch something anyway while you eat. So it's like, before you watch your YouTube, find a food logger app. I use the app Fat Secret. And if you're a client, then obviously you have our like custom app where we can log everything. But I use the app Fat Secret and I just log everything that I eat every single day. And then after that's logged, I just hit my macros. And then micros, I take multivitamin, creatine. I take more of like the multivitamins. So like I take a multivitamin, creatine, and then I take like more D3. I take fish oil. I take more zinc and iron. And that's kind of just how I do it. Like that's literally what I take. I just take that every single day. I take it with my first meal because you want to make sure that you certain vitamins like A, D, A, K you can't absorb without fats present. So you need to eat those with like fish oils or with like beef or fish or whatever it is that you're eating, like a meal with fat in it, like eggs or something. So that's the way I do it in terms of my macros. That my micros are solved, just a couple key supplements, and then the way that I structure my day is I do lunch and dinner. Okay, so from say I wake up at 7, I will eat lunch at 12, and then I'll eat dinner at maybe 5 or 6, or later if I have things going on, like I'm busy. And then that's the way I do it. And then what do I eat? So I fast the first 5 hours of the day. My lunch, so of the 2,000, 2,400, maybe lunch is like 500 calories, something light. And then of those 500 calories, it's 50 grams of protein-ish. So it's like probably 50 grams of protein. Maybe, in that protein, I'm eating like ground beef or fish or eggs. So it's like a little bit of protein, a little bit of fats, and then maybe like 30, 40 grams of carbs. Super light, super chill. And then my dinner is a bigger dinner. So it's more like, 1,000, 1,600 calories. And then after dinner, maybe I'll have something like a Greek yogurt bowl or I'll have protein bars or something. But usually, like recently, I've just enjoyed eating like a big ass fatty steak. And that's been how I've enjoyed my dinner rather than doing like dinner and then like dessert. I rather just eat the whole foods. So 2 meals, lunch, dinner, small lunch, big dinner. Most of my calories at dinner time, around 5 or 6. And I don't, like in terms of like the window, it's not like a window. It's just like that's typically when I like to eat my meals. Like that works for me. And it's not set in stone. Like maybe like today I ate at like 11. Like that's just, I ate at 11 because I'm filming this YouTube video now. And then I have calls from 12 to 8 p.m. So I probably won't eat till 8:30. So I'm booked solid. But again, hey, I'm running a full business, right? And this is the thing, like I look like this running a full business that's like I manage everything, okay? Between content and calls and clients, like I manage everything, okay? So it's just like being cognizant about it is key. All right, so those are my 2 meals. What foods do I eat, okay? I stick to whole foods, all right? There's a lot of people who say, oh, you can eat this flexible dieting. Look, if you hit your macros, you will get the result. If you hit the calories and the protein, the carbs, fats, that's great. But if you eat protein shakes you eat sugar and then drink oil, and that's your protein, carbs, and fats, and you take a multivitamin, you're gonna feel like shit. You're gonna be hungry all the time. You're not gonna feel good. If you want to hit your macros with as little effort as possible, you want to stick, here's the line, single ingredient foods, okay? What are single ingredient foods? Foods that you take them out of the package and eat it after you cook it or whatever. But like steak, sweet potato, chicken, ground beef, maybe rice, I don't eat rice, but like oranges, bananas, berries, eggs, nuts, Greek yogurt. That's it. You know what I mean? Like single ingredient foods. It's like lean meats, fruits, veggies. I don't eat that many veggies, but like they're good. And then like high quality single ingredient carbohydrates. Not breads, not pastas, sweet potatoes, rice, beans. Cool. Okay? For me, I really just stick to like meat, fruit, potatoes. That's kind of like, at least for right now, my jam. Eggs, meat, fruit, eggs, potatoes. Like that's my jam. Like the way my day looks is, here's a tip. Every 100 or every 16 ounces of lean meat is 100 grams of protein. Okay? So if you have 160 grams of protein to eat, half a pound of lean meat, 50 grams. You do a pound in the evening, whether it's a pound of ground, a 16-ounce steak, 100 grams. Done. Maybe you have like 2 eggs or something throughout the day. Okay, bam, 160 grams. Like it can be so easy. Or maybe you do a core power or a protein shake. Like I'll drink a protein shake here and there, but it's like the bulk of what you eat, your food should be whole foods. Okay? Stop trying to see what you can get away with. Like you need to change your diet. Not eat McDonald's and try to also be in great shape. Not eat bullshit and try to look great, okay? At the end of the day, and trust me, like there's a time and the place to go out, to enjoy dinner, of course. But if you're watching this video, you're trying to make a change, okay? And if you don't change anything, why the fuck would anything be different? Okay, this is just me just being really honest with you, because I see a lot of people who, obviously everyone wants to be in shape, but you're in a season of trying to make progress. So stop trying to have both worlds, right? Are you eating for pleasure, or are you looking to feel better and look better, okay? When I eat food, I prioritize protein. I eat things that are gonna give my brain and my body what it needs to perform, all right? It's not like it's not like a fucking birthday party every single day when I eat. Stop thinking of it like that. And this is where I see a lot of people fail. They try to do these crazy recipes and this, it's crazy and this and that. Of course you want to enjoy it, but the more friction you add, the less likely you are to stick with it. Or if you need to have this crazy recipe, like it needs to be like, what's shit you can make quick, easy, fast, right? Couple tips for you in terms of how to make it quick, easy, fast. I deliver all my groceries. I don't go grocery shopping. I Instacart all my groceries. So everything I want to have delivered to my door, and it's stuff like ground beef, steak, eggs, fruit, and microwave sweet potatoes. So it's like I make my meat while the meat's cooking. I make my sweet potatoes, cut my fruit, whatever it is, and within 15 minutes, whether it's ground beef or a steak, I have a meal. Okay, if it's dinner, like I don't plan anything after dinner. So like if I'm making dinner, it's like 6 or 7 p.m., don't have anything the rest of the day, I'll make a steak. And it's like dude, 20 minutes and I'm eating. So cheaper, quicker than going out to eat. Like stop trying to have both. Don't try to make progress with the things that got you to a position where you want to make a change. Don't try to make progress with things that got you to a position to make you want to change. If someone's an alcoholic, you don't have a little bit of alcohol. And I'm not saying that you're like addicted to food, but it's like understand like you have to change the food you're eating. So you have to find what are the proteins I like, what are the fruits I like, what are the healthy carbs that I like, what are the vegetables I like. And here, fucking news shocker, you're not gonna like it as much as cake. You're not gonna like it as much, okay, especially in the beginning. But here's the caveat. Once you start to feel better, to look better, to have more energy, you're gonna start to enjoy it because of the way that it makes you feel. You know what I mean? Obviously, things taste good, you wanna eat more of them, okay? But once you start to see the progress, then you'll start liking it. So it only sucks for like a couple weeks, and then you're like, all right, it's food, right? Food's food. It's food, okay? So stop treating it like a celebration every day. All right, and then one thing that I've actually personally done, and I'll be honest with you here, to decrease food noise, to have less of an appetite, to slow my digestion, and make it easy to hit my macros, is I take a low dose of trizepatide. It's a peptide that slows your digestion, which means that you digest food slower, so you stay full longer, okay, and it curbs your appetite. So for me, it allows me to hit my macros perfectly every day. At lunch and at dinner, I have no cravings to overeat, and it allows me to not think of food all the time, especially when I'm getting very, very lean. So low dose trizepatide, if you're interested, I'm not selling you this, but if you're wanting to know where I get my trizepatide from, just shoot me a message on Instagram and I'll send it over to you. It's not like a research peptide or anything, but I get it from a certain place. I don't sell peptides, I don't promote peptides, but I'll just send you over where I get mine from. Again, that's what I do. That's my honest, that's what I do. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and say it's like, I've done all of this naturally. Okay, so I've only started recently in the last month experimenting with that. But to be honest with you, some people are not a fan of it, some people are a fan of it. It's personally probably been it's like, wow, it makes a difference. So it does make a difference. It's actually allowed me, it's not changed anything about the way that I live, but it changes how I perceive the way that I live, right? It's just not as much of a grind sometimes, especially like the macros and thinking about food, thinking about this. It just takes the emotionality out of eating, and it's actually been a very, very net positive in my life. So that's one thing I do as well. But, big picture here, I've looked great without any of the peptides, okay? So the peptides just recently I've started experimenting with, but you don't have to do that. Big picture, right? Hit your macros, hit your calories, whole foods, multivitamin, maybe some other vitamins if you want more, creatine, track what you eat, lunch, dinner, or small lunch, big dinner. And then throughout the day, obviously I'm training 3 times a week right now, 10 to 12,000 steps a day, sometimes way less. To be honest, if I'm not moving a lot, I'll just eat a little bit less. I look pretty damn good. So I don't need to lose weight. But for you, if you hit these numbers, if you hit your numbers nutritionally, you will start probably losing weight, especially if you have a lot of weight to lose. You'll start seeing results, you'll start seeing progress, but also your daily movement needs to be dialed, your training needs to be dialed, your sleep has to be dialed. There's a lot of other things that go into it, but this video is basically just my nutritional structure, how I eat, how I live, to look and feel the way that I do, and I personally like it. And that's kind of the way I do it. If you want help with this, you don't have to do it the way I do it. But again, I run a program where I help men lose weight. I help men who are busy, who are stressed, who don't have the time, who don't want to do it themselves, who have struggled in the past, and I help them lose weight, okay, build muscle, make a lifestyle change, and never struggle with their fitness again. That's the program that I run. That's the business that I run, and I've been very successful. If you want to work with me, you can click the link below, and I'll help you. Or if you're like, this guy seems cool, but I don't know if I trust him, I don't know if I really want to pull the trigger yet, you can look at some of my testimonials below on my channel. Go to the playlist, Results by Riles. Listen to the podcasts of all my clients that I've worked with. You can go to my Instagram, and you can look at all my before and afters and read the stories and the captions of all the people that I've worked with. Or you can just shoot me a message on Instagram. Just DM me the word cream soda if you're coming from this video. DM me cream soda, and I'll know you're coming from this video. And I'd be like, I don't know, ask me questions. I don't know, I'm a pretty personable person. I work with people all day, so if you want to have a question, just message me on Instagram, and I'll try to help as best I can, or answer questions you have about my one-on-one coaching program. So that's the video. I mean, that's kind of like pretty much how I do it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I do. Okay, last thing is obviously I'm not drinking calories. Diet cream soda, coffee, water, not drinking calories. Eating out, like again, I try to just stick to my whole foods. I'll eat out sometimes, vacation. Like those are things that you can do. But again, big picture, you gotta change to change. All right, but inside my program, I do have like eating out guides. I have like full on like courses, tutorials, everything for all my clients in addition to just doing it all for them. But if you're wanting any of that type of stuff, just shoot me a message on Instagram, or if you just want to get straight to the money, click the link below and we'll crush it. Let's go. Hopefully this was valuable.